Hey, what's up everybody? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog, so let's get to it. You guys know I like to start my top of the blogs with my serious stories before we get to the bullshit. We have to talk about the case that's going on down here in Georgia with the kid Kendrick Johnson, who was found in a rolled up wrestling mat at his high school down in Valdosta, Georgia. It's become a national case because of just the series of inadequacies and, you know, strange turn of events, and really is just starting to, it always looked like a cover-up. I think it's just starting to get more and more attention, but I'll tell you how it went. Kendrick Johnson was found rolled up in a wrestling mat, and he was dead, obviously. His parents wondered what happened to him, and the sheriff's department, who was handling the investigation, said that he accidentally fell into a wrestling mat off of the bleachers when he was trying to reach for a tennis shoe that had fallen, and he fell upside down into the wrestling mat, was not able to get out, and suffocated. They're saying that he died from positional asphyxia, so I'm assuming that means that he died from being upside down too long. And they did find him. He was his head was swollen, and the blood had puddled, you know, into his head, and then it started to leak out, and it, you know, had got on his clothes and different things like that. So they immediately said that it was an accidental death, like a freak accident, and they closed the case. The parents were never really satisfied with that explanation. It just did not make sense to them that their son would, you know, put himself in a position where he would fall into a mat and subsequently die. So they wanted to have an investigation done. The sheriff's department was not wanting to do it. They wanted to have the tapes released from the gym and from the school, and they were met with another wall. The school, as well as the sheriff department, nobody wanted to release the video, said that because there were other children under there are minors on the video who are, you know, you're not supposed to release film of people that are under 18 without the parental consent, or, you know, so they didn't want to release the video. So the family has been fighting for months. This accident happened way back in January of this year. They had one little victory in May of this year. The judge in Valdosta County said that they could get the body exhumed, and they would, you know, they wanted to do their own independent investigation, independent autopsy of the kids. So they did get his body exhumed, and when they exhumed his body, they found that all his major organs were missing. So his brain, his heart, his lungs, and, you know, pretty much all his organs were missing, and instead he was stuffed with newspaper. Okay, crumpled up newspaper. Here goes another piece of, like, the puzzle. Like, why is it that my child who was dead wasn't buried with his organs? We did not agree for his organs to be, you know, donated or anything like that. So, and then to just be so callous. I don't really know what they do with bodies, you know, if you donate your organs. I don't know what is there in its place. I would assume not crumbled up newspaper. How disrespectful. It's just got to be terrible for the parents. I feel sorry for the parents to even know after you know, it's adding insult to injury. Your child is dead, and then you realize that he was disrespected in this way when he was laid in the ground. So they did their independent autopsy. They found that the kid had, they believe that the child had died from blunt force to his carotid artery. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Whatever it is, it's to his neck. They said the right side of his neck. This is my right side. You guys, I know it's reversed in the camera. That has further made the parents think that, yeah, there's something fishy going on. My child is not stupid enough to fall inside of a mat and, you know, get himself stuck like that. You know, they all believe that he was killed. Not only is this giving them the reason to think that he was killed, but there was a lot of other things. Evidence is missing. His clothes are missing. They didn't investigate a lot of different blood smears that were on the wall. There were blood droppings on the floor, on his shoes, and they didn't gather any of that evidence because they said it was either unrelated or it wasn't blood. Okay, I mean, I guess you can just look at a red spot on the ground and tell if it's blood or not. You know, I would think that in an investigation that type of stuff would all be taken up and then if it's paint or something else, and then we would go from there. But yeah, I don't think you can assume that something is not blood when somebody is dead and it's a weird accident like this or a weird circumstance like this. Another really strange thing was that they cut back his fingernails, and that to me is a really telling that to me is really telling, because, you know, and a lot of times when you're trying to defend yourself, if somebody is attacking you, you are swinging at them and you're scratching, you're doing whatever you can to save yourself, and you probably scratch a person or hit the person and you got their skin cells up under your fingernails. That's a DNA that is easily, I would think, detectable to find out who it was that you were fighting against, and that was cut away. Okay, they cut his fingernails, and the DNA that went along with it is gone. The evidence that went along with it is gone. So it's a lot of just really strange things to this story. This is down south Georgia, not up here in Atlanta. This is down closer to, I'm assuming down closer to somewhere near Florida. And, you know, small city, small town Georgia, small town south. And you guys kind of know how it goes. They're trying to say that race had nothing to do with it. The parents are saying, yes, we do believe race had something to do with it, but we don't believe that that is the full reason of whatever has happened in this case. They just want to know exactly what happened to their child, and then they want the person that's responsible for it to pay. Like, I believe anybody of any color would want of their child's murderer. Just recently, they finally got the case reopened. State Attorney Michael Moore for Georgia, he said that he will reopen the case. It's actively open as of now, because he realizes that there are just some problems with this case and they need to get to the bottom of it. So with the help of the FBI, this case is now currently back open, and hopefully we can get to the bottom of what happened to this kid, Kendrick Johnson. Very, very, very sad story. Just a tragedy in so many ways. I think that this family was going to just be kind of discarded by that sheriff's department, and it was only because they decided to keep their story out in the open that it's become as big as it is, and now it's a national event that everybody is paying attention to. I mean, it's on CNN and it's on the, you know, all the different news websites and everything. Something needs to be done about it. So I just wanted to let you guys know about Kendrick Johnson. We are going to really keep our fingers crossed that whoever is responsible for this is brought to justice and that the family can get some peace. There's so many things that I want to talk about. I don't want this video to be super long. Let's talk about Chris Brown first. Okay, I know I retired Chris Brown, but every now and then when he do some shit like this, we got to bring him on back out. So Mr. Brown was out at a party at some club. I don't know the name of the club, sorry. I believe he was trying to leave, and there were some girls that wanted to take pictures with him. He was trying to pose in the pictures with him. Some guys tried to jump in the pictures, sort of like photo bombing him. Chris Brown and the guys obviously had some words back and forth, and Chris Brown got upset and beat up the guy. Okay, now that's the story that came out originally. I've heard different things about how the guys was trying to get on the bus, and even recently today, now I'm hearing that there's a undercover agent, there's a undercover surveillance agent, somebody who overheard the victim telling one of the police officers that Chris Brown never hit him. It's so many different stories to it. Whatever the issue was, it was a scuffle, and Chris Brown was arrested. This was in Washington, D.C. This was during the Howard homecoming last weekend when everybody and their mama was up in Washington, D.C. He spent a night or two in jail because it was over the weekend. The judges don't work on the weekend. He was finally checked out. They have checked him in since to a rehab for anger management. For 3 months he'll be there. I'm not really sure if it's because he really realizes that he has a problem or if this is just something for public relations. They are trying to find out if he has violated his probation in Los Angeles. So he's got a whole bunch of problems right now, and you guys, I'm just trying to tell you, I like Chris Brown. I think Chris Brown is a tormented soul. I don't really know what it's going to take for that boy to get himself together. Every time people try to feel sorry for Chris Brown, something else happens. You know, he's recently got himself involved with the Bloods gangs, and just a whole bunch of really bad decisions. Things that, I mean, I know the pressure on him is so high. He's never been able to recover really from that Rihanna beat down. I just really wish that his career would have gone in a different direction instead of where it's gone, because I think that the whole thing with Rihanna has made him so angry at the world, very defensive, you know, because people were just completely really just tearing this kid apart when, you know, it takes two to tango. Now, of course, no woman ever deserves to be beat. But you got to know that you say and do things, and you put yourself in situations with people that you know kind of have a temper. You know, you're arguing, you're in a close space. Just a lot of things can happen. Of course, she should have never been beat up. He did do her pretty bad. I mean, she was pretty messed up. So, but I just really wish that his career wouldn't have gone this way. So it's just been every time. It's just something. His team, you know, whoever is around Chris Brown, they are just not helping that boy at all. I just keep on thinking that he's got yes men around him. You hear about his mother. I'm sure his mother is still around and involved in some way, but he's not a kid anymore, so the mom can't control him no more. Okay, he's out doing what he's doing. And this is the result. He is in rehab, and I don't know. You know, nobody is perfect and everybody deserves a second chance, but we about on third, fourth, fifth chances with Chris Brown now. So hopefully that this rehab will be whatever it needs to be to get him to wherever he needs to be. Okay. And if he needs some peace in his soul, maybe this rehab, he's 3 months away. He really needs to be away longer than that. Just long enough to get himself together. But yeah, just letting y'all know that Mr. Chris Brown, yeah, he got himself into some trouble, but we gonna hope that it turns out for the best. This is an interesting story. I don't never really talk about YouTube bloggers on my channel, just because, you know, I just don't really like to talk about different controversial things that go on with different bloggers. But in this case, I'm going to speak because I don't really think it's anything bad that I'm going to say. Kevin from the Scorpion Show, you guys know Kevin and Mikhail. They have a very, very popular, highly watched YouTube channel. They have connections, and they're able to get in touch and speak with a lot of stars. So recently, a little background on Kevin and Mikhail. Kevin and Mikhail are good friends with the Braxtons, and more specifically, they are good friends with Tamar Braxton. Kevin is really good friends with Tamar Braxton. He's been on the show, and you know, they've tweeted and they've hung out, and we all kind of know that they are like good friends in real life. So in Philadelphia, they have a big birthday bash. I think it's called Powerhouse out there. And it's when the radio station or it's a big sponsored event, and all the different hot artists of the time come and perform a couple of songs on stage. You guys know how it is. They were able to get an interview with K. Michelle. And evidently, I guess Kevin had been trying to get this interview going with her for quite some time. He is also a fan of hers. Herein lies the problem. So they get the interview with K. Michelle, and they sit down and interview her just like any normal interview would go. It was an elephant in the room that had to be addressed. Everybody knows the relationship with Tamar and K. Michelle. Everybody knows the relationship with Kevin and Tamar. So it was something that needed to be addressed. They asked her, you know, about the beef with Tamar. And I've heard people say that K. Michelle really went in on Tamar and ripped her to shreds and, you know, read her to death and all of that. And I don't even really think that that's what K. Michelle did. What I feel like K. Michelle did was basically say, if you leave me alone, I'm going to leave you alone. We are both singers. Can we just both sing? Okay, but don't ever think that you can say something about me and I'm not going to say anything back. That's the gist of what was said. Tamar, you guys, we all know that Tamar has a habit of saying things and then trying to take it back, or playing the victim, or acting like she didn't say it, or that's not what she meant. She's done it countless times. We've seen it happen. I almost feel like Tamar, she just flies off the cuff, like immediately. Something happens and she says something immediately and then regrets it. It's almost like she doesn't have anybody around her, where she might be on her phone and just read some shit and just hurry up and respond, instead of sitting down and talking to Vince, or talking to her sisters, or talking to her friends, and really thinking about what the fuck she about to say. Maybe you shouldn't say this, okay? Or maybe you should think about it. Maybe it's not that serious. Maybe you are being too sensitive. Maybe you taking it a little bit further than it needed to go. So Tamar has found herself in a whole bunch of situations where she's gone off on by K Michelle, because you guys, we all know that K Michelle, she don't do shit little, okay? You get her started and she's gonna keep on going and going and going with it. K Michelle did say pretty much that the beef is over. Like, if you don't say nothing to me, I'm not gonna say nothing to you. And that was it to me. I didn't feel like Kevin or Mikhail said anything out of turn about Tamar. I don't even think that Kevin was really even laughing about the shit she was saying. I think that he just sat there and listened. Okay, I don't think he was disrespectful to his friendship for Tamar. However, Tamar was very upset with them that they even had her on their show. Since that interview was done, they did another video where they talk about how Kevin and Tamar got into a big Twitter argument, going back and forth about how, she thought that he was her friend and she guessed she couldn't trust him, and he was just like, this is business, and how could you even ask me not to do my job? And it was a lot of bickering, high school back and forth shit between the two of them, which is really sad, because like I said, they had a real friendship. Tamar felt like because they were friends, they should not have her enemy on the show. Listen, this is business. This is real life. People got to make their money. People want to know about K Michelle. She has a fan base, a very large fan base. And, you can't start... The minute you start tailoring your TV show or your channel around things that only your friends are going to approve on is the minute that your shit is not going to be a success, okay? Everybody got an enemy. Somebody don't like somebody. This person don't want to talk to that person. You can't be like that. There's plenty of ways to conduct an interview and be non-biased, okay? We all are aware of their friendship, and of course, this opens up the field for all the Tamartians, or the K Michelle, whatever she calls her people, for them to start really just going in, because really it's the fans that blow and flame the whole beef between the two of them. It's the fans. It's not always just them two. Shit can never die because the fans just keep it going and going and going. So yeah, this does give them another venue somewhere else to start making shit, talking about Tamar bad or whatever, but that's just kind of how it goes, okay? I don't think it's fair, Tamar, to think that Kevin and Mikhail shouldn't interview a very big person, a very big reality star, singer, artist who's really doing what she's doing right now. I just don't think it's fair for them to ask her, for her to ask them to cut that. So people were saying that Kevin was laughing and that was why Tamar was so upset, but I don't think that's what he was doing. He sat there, he was quiet. I kept my eye on him, and he just listened to her, and then he was like, okay, we're gonna get off of that. I thought he was respectful, as respectful as he can be, without trying to go off on K Michelle and then get his ass red right there too, because y'all know K Michelle ain't above it. That's it. I just wanted to talk about it because I feel sorry for Kevin. I think that he is hurt. I don't know. I'm hoping that their friendship can be mended. I guess Vincent and Tamar has done a lot for them, a lot for their channel, and that's it. But did you guys see the K Michelle interview? It was a good interview. You guys can go to the Scorpion show and see her interview and see their video that came after that talking about the whole situation. You guys leave below what you think about all that. Omarosa was on Bethanny's show. Bethanny, I guess, is one of the Real Housewives of maybe New Jersey. I don't watch any of the Real Housewives franchises other than Atlanta. But I think that she was on one of them, okay? And she had Omarosa on there. Y'all didn't it didn't turn out too well. First of all, let me just tell you guys that Bethanny back in 2010, she was on the show The View. And Barbara Walters or one of them asked her a question about comparing her to Omarosa. Bethanny got real shady and started to say like, oh no, we nothing alike because I have a real brand, I have a real job, okay, I sell things, I have best-selling books. And she basically said that Omarosa is nothing like her because Omarosa ain't got shit. Fast forward to 2013 and Bethanny has Omarosa on her television show. Omarosa is not my favorite person, and I've had my issues with Omarosa over the years, but when she went on Bethanny, and Bethanny tried to act like she never said that, I was 100% behind Omarosa. Omarosa is not one to mince words. Okay, she is known as a strong bitch, and put the emphasis on the bitch. She didn't hold back this time, and I don't really think she needed to. She was saying that she was kind of hurt that Bethanny, you know, went on to The View and said that when she thought that they had a friendship. Now, of course, I'm not thinking that they had like a friendship, like where they hung out and had a good time. But, you know, I'm thinking friendship in Hollywood, which means that, you know, you don't really have no problems with them. You can sit and talk to them and giggle and laugh and then walk on off, okay? And Bethanny was just sort of like, no, we've never been friends. I mean, we never went to dinner or anything. And I think that that really kind of put Omarosa in a different space. It's like you saw the shit click in her head. Omarosa's issue was that Bethanny tried to say that she wasn't, you know, basically like she wasn't shit. Bethanny kept saying, I didn't say that. I didn't say that you didn't have a career. Omarosa was like, you very much did say that. And Bethanny was like, I'll give you $10,000 if we pull the clip and we'll see what I said. And long story short, that she did say the shit. Okay, so yeah, Omarosa came up $10,000 richer. But Omarosa also told her, listen, I just really want you to know that, you know, I am a strong black woman. I've never been apologetic for what I have to say. Black women in general have to work 10 times harder than white women, such as yourself. You can come on your show and you can be mediocre and it could still be acceptable. It was said so smoothly and into the conversation. I think Bethanny almost missed it. If her damn audience didn't start booing, she wouldn't even have known. But, you know, it got real ugly. It got catty. Omarosa was just like, you know, basically saying that I do have a brand. Bethanny was like, what is your brand? My whole point was that you don't have a brand. And she said, I am my brand. I am a very smart person. I've worked in the White House. Bethanny was like, well, you don't have this and you don't have that. I think Bethanny's idea of a brand means something that you sell. I looked up what brand means on the internet and it says a particular identity or image regarded as an asset. You know, if we were going to stick to the definition of brand, then yes, Omarosa is her own brand, okay? She is selling herself. She is her own asset. When we think of Omarosa, we got a whole bunch of different thoughts that come with what we think of Omarosa, okay? So, yeah, she is, in a sense, her brand. And, you know, you just can't deny people. When people that have achieved different things, okay, well, they're not going to just sit up there and let you act like you ain't did shit. Just because you ain't sold no damn drinks and no books and you don't have a talk show and all that. I just felt that it was real funky of Bethanny. Just like Omarosa said, these damn talk shows are a dime a dozen. We'll see if your ass is here next year at the same time, okay? But you don't get too big for your britches. I thought Bethanny was funky. I had a problem with Bethanny, and don't know Bethanny. I don't watch nothing of hers. I ain't bought shit of hers. I just know of the name, but she got put in her place. She did get put in her place. There were some people there that was really cheering for Bethanny, but Omarosa did have some supporters in the audience as well. What do you guys think about it? Do you guys think that Omarosa shouldn't have, took up for herself and she shouldn't have called Bethanny mediocre? Or do you think that, Bethanny had it coming? Love is in the air. Just few real quick stories. Future and Sierra. I guess you guys already know that them two are engaged. And they seem to be very, very happy. Good for them. I'm glad that it all worked out because y'all know they had got their ring fingers tattooed with each other's initials on it. So I was just like, what you gonna do if you don't marry somebody whose name starts with an N? Because I think his name is like Navid or Navid or not Navid. Navid. Well, I don't know what it is, but it's some shit like that. Start with an N. He bought her a 15-carat ring. The rumor is that it is the ring that used to belong to Kim Kardashian, because evidently Chris Humphries sold that ring at an auction recently, and the ring looks exactly the same. Now, do I believe that? I don't think. I mean, I just really would hope that Future would not buy Sierra Kim Kardashian's old ring. I mean, I'm sure it was beautiful and I'm sure it was lovely and all of that, but first of all, they're friends. Who wants to get their damn friends hand-me-down? Okay? And then secondly, who wants to get a fucking hand-me-down, period? Like, can I have my own new ring? The only time I would want to wear a hand-me-down is if it was maybe my mother's ring, or, you know, maybe his mother's ring, her diamond. You know, maybe we could take the diamond out the stone and put it in a new ring. You know, something that has some sentimental value. But I don't want no shit that, you know, just old Rick next Joe Blow had. I would think that Future would be smart enough not to do that. I really hope so. Although there are some similarities. It is a 15-carat ring. And, you know, from far away they look alike. I haven't seen the rings up close right next to each other to really say if I felt like, you know, it was the same thing. Supposedly he designed the ring with this company. I can't even think of the name of it, but it's somebody and somebody. I'm more leaning towards that story. He supposedly had been designing it since August. So congrats to the happy couple. We don't know when the wedding is. Rumor is that she is pregnant. Only time will tell. Another person who has a bun in the oven is Kerry Washington. You guys, y'all know Kerry married her, the African guy, Ngoto. What is it? Ngoto? Y'all know, I don't know what his first name is. I ain't even gonna try. But they snuck off and got married, I believe, in June. And now this is all making sense, okay? They got married because her ass was knocked up. It's been a rumor going around for a while. I think I even mentioned it on one of my old top of the blogs. But yeah, she's been wearing loose dresses. She's never been one to wear anything form-fitting, but she's just starting to wear stuff that's much looser around the middle. And, you know, that's always kind of like a telltale factor. I guess if she's probably about 4 or 5 months now, I guess in 4 or 5 months, we should be looking for a baby. I don't know how this is going to go. I know they have been, you know, filming Scandal a lot, you know, during the summer and all of that. So maybe they're going to be able to get all of the filming done before she has the baby. But I know she's going to be under a tight schedule because, honey, we can't go too long without our Scandal. Yeah, congratulations to that happy couple as well. Lastly, you guys, how about old Tina Knowles? Look like she getting her groove back. Tina Knowles showed up at a function the other day, an event, and she had a man on her arm, a Mr. Richard Lawson. And you guys know who Richard Lawson is. I can't tell you what he's been on, but he's one of those black actors that's been in a whole bunch of stuff. And as soon as you see his face, you know who he is. You recognize him. I almost think that he was the one. I might be wrong, but I think he was the one who survived a plane crash. I should have did my Googling, because y'all know what happens when I just be trying to remember shit and it don't be right. They was arm in arm. We haven't seen Tina on any man's arm since she and Matthew Knowles broke up some years ago. She looks like, you know, her and the guy look like they was happy together. He kind of looked like, you know, maybe we can cut his hair down and get some of the get some of the chemicals. For the most part, I'm happy for Tina. I hope, you know, everybody deserves love. Everybody deserves to be happy. So that's another one. Congrats to that happy couple as well. I've been talking about this damn TLC movie every damn top of the blogs, haven't I? Just real fast. Pebbles is mad. Okay, we had Crystal was mad last week. Now Pebbles is mad this week. Okay, Pebbles feels like she was misrepresented in the movie. They made her seem way worse than she was. Made her seem like she was a villain, that she cheated them out of money. And she was just like, I have never cheated those girls out of money. She plans on either trying to get VH1 to, you know, get a, what is it called when they what is it called, y'all, when they bring the statements back? What is it? A frac I can't think of the word, but she wants VH1 to admit that they was lying. VH1 so far hasn't said anything. She's threatening to sue Chili and T-Boz and VH1, and so far nobody is really caring because they all feel like they told the truth. And Chili said that she even felt like she could have said way more, and that they tried to, you know, make her not look as crazy as she is. There's a whole bunch of other little rumors about it. They're saying that Pebbles has, you know, always been salty because it was rumored that Chili was having an affair with L.A. Reid back in the day. I always feel like Pebbles and L.A. Reid were, you know, did them girls wrong. L.A. Reid, who was the head of the label. Pebbles might be getting a lot of the brunt of the attention right now, but yeah, L.A. Reid, he on that shit too. His ass is guilty as well. So we gonna see if she sue. I'm just like, Pebbles, girl, first of all, we already knew what you had done did. Okay, nobody is even saying, you know, she's saying that she didn't cheat them out of anything. That she didn't steal from them. You know, this is all a part of semantics. So yes, you didn't steal from them because there was a contract and everybody signed it. And that's probably why, you know, they weren't able to sue you, because they already had signed a contract. The contract was fucked up. That's what the problem was. Y'all put some shit on there that people didn't, they weren't business savvy and they didn't realize what it was. And that's how you were able to quote unquote steal from them. You stole from them, but it was legal. Okay, so that's why I guess she's feeling like she didn't do nothing wrong, because it was contracted and they got exactly what they signed off on. So I'm sick of talking about TLC. Okay, we're gonna see who else work out the woodwork in these next couple of weeks. First of all, Black Ink, just real fast, y'all know I didn't watch that show last season, so a lot of things I'm not clear on, but there are some things that I am quite clear on as well. Caesar, I just think that it's so interesting that he is so outdone about the fact that the guy Puma, is that his name? The one that's missing the tooth, God bless him. He probably real sweet and stuff, but he just look, I wish, do people go out of their way to look a mess? But anyway, he's upset that Puma's going to go start his own tattoo shop and talking about loyalty and all this. It was like, didn't you fire him? Like, what the fuck do you want him to do? You want him to stay loyal to somebody that ain't giving him a damn job? I'm sorry, it don't work like that. I guess maybe C's was feeling like they was gonna be able to work through their issues, but you damn niggas got bills to pay. It's real interesting, Caesar and Duchess. I really want to know how long they gonna last. I just don't think, of course, I don't believe that they gonna make it through this whole season. Duchess is just on some old Hollywood shit, ain't she? Even when they went to that damn pool party, and you could just tell that she kind of feels like she's above everybody. Duchess is the downfall for Caesar. Okay, the funny thing is he don't realize it. Like, he will sit there and defend Duchess when he arguing with the friends at the damn shop. And then when he get back with Duchess, he be so pissed at her, then he get in the confessional and say she acting like a bitch. Okay, well, they all trying to tell you that too. Why you can't listen to them? But then you see it for yourself, then you tell us. I'm just like, Caesar, get it together. And I just really want somebody to tell me, what is it with Teddy that everybody really loves? I'm not saying Teddy is this old toe-up look. I mean, he's an average-looking dude. He's chunky. I know there's plenty of people who love chunky men, and, but I'm just really trying to find out, like, why are all these women just fighting over Teddy? Like, is it a reason? Teddy do something last season? Do he have gold shooting out his dick? Like, what is it? The women on this show, they go after him so viciously, as if he's the last man on earth and everything. I was just like, no, what is it about Teddy? I mean, let me find out something about Teddy. Lastly, you guys, Preachers of LA. So I finally was able to watch the last part of last part of episode 2, episode 3, and episode 4. So I'm caught all the way up on Preachers of LA. This is the whole thing about these reality shows. Remember, I always tell you guys that you find out things about people that you've always admired. They get on these reality shows and then you realize that maybe I didn't want to know this. I mean, we've had this happen with so many people. Okay, now we got it happening with Bishop Noel Jones, y'all. And y'all know that's my bishop. I'm starting to realize that Bishop Noel Jones is just like any old other average nigga on this earth. And when I say that, I mean that he running game just like the rest of them. Been hooked up with this woman for 16 years. And side note, what happened to Lisa Ray? They think I don't remember, but Lisa Ray was in the original casting. She was supposed to be the girlfriend, and I think Lisa Ray ended up being too sexual, because it looked like they didn't cut Lisa Ray out totally. And when I say sexual, I mean that I think that people think of her as a sex object, and maybe she was a little bit too keeping it real. They cut her and they brought this Loretta lady in. He been fooling with this lady for 16 years, okay? And all he gonna keep on telling her is that they friends. Okay, now you got her, y'all hooked up and doing whatever. Of course, we're not gonna never see if they, you know, having sex or, you know, intimate or anything like that, since he is a single pastor. But come on now, Bishop. I mean, you hanging out with this lady for 16 years and y'all just friends. Y'all got business together and all this, and you just friends. You got this girl wrapped around your finger. She's still wanting more out of a relationship, and you keep on with this whole friend shit. See, this is what I'm telling you about these damn shows. So the nigga just like any old other man. Just because he got the word of God in him don't mean that he ain't got the foolishness of the world in, you know, running game, y'all. That's how the men do. He don't want her to be going to the T. And because he knows that he's saying that because they gonna grill him about him, but he knew that she was gonna get up there in that tea, and they was gonna be like, why are you sitting up here with this man for 16 years? Like, either get him to marry you or move on. And I kind of feel like that too, if that's what you want. Okay, if you are really working towards being with somebody like that, then why are you just sitting around? 16 years, it don't take that long to figure out if you want to marry somebody. You ain't got married in 16 years, you ain't getting married, baby. Now, the whole thing with the first wives tea, I'm mixing all of the episodes, y'all, because I can't remember when I was looking at all of them, so I'm just mixing it up. The first wives tea, first ladies tea, whatever it is. Look, I understand how the whole first lady thing goes. You know, you got the old school and the new school. Yes, these women have, it's sort of like a badge of honor. These women have, you know, been through a lot to get to where they are, and I guess the bigger the church, you know, the higher up the first lady feels, and, you know, we're gonna give them that. That's fine. I think that, you know, there is a little bit of an elitist feel about the first ladies, you know, the way they were at the table and that. Mostly, but like I said, it was really pretty much just the older generation, the older lady that's married to Pastor Whisper. The young girl, y'all, I want somebody to pray for Dominique. Dominique, who is the fiance to, or now they're married, but the fiance to Dietrich Haddon. Yes, I know that I got the whole thing Coco wrong. I actually put it in my dialogue box up above right after I posted the video. After a few people corrected me, I changed it, but y'all don't read that, so I must have got about 90 people telling me that I had that shit wrong. Yes, Roxanne, do your research. What is it that why is it that it's so hard for them to understand that you ain't supposed to live together before you get married? No, it is not in the Bible. As far as I can remember, it's not in the Bible that you shouldn't shack with somebody. However, do you guys know how hard it is to live with somebody and not have fucking sex with them? Okay, this is somebody that you love. This is somebody that you're attracted to. This is somebody that you already done had a baby with. So obviously we know you doing it. You guys living together is a recipe for fucking. I mean, that's common sense, you guys. Why is it so hard for him to understand? Why put yourself in that position if you really trying to live godly and, you know, be without sin, then why are you trying to move in with your woman? Okay, I don't even understand why he was in such a hurry. What the fuck is the big hurry? You gonna get married in another month anyway? Damn. You know, he going on and on about how he can't live without his family. He's sick of not having his woman and his baby and all this. But you know what? You should have thought about that shit before you fucking laid down and had a damn baby with her. Okay, you already knew you was doing shit out of order. If you wanted everything to be right, then you should have married her first. Okay, and you should have waited until you got divorced. And I'm not trying to throw no stones, because shit happens. And I understand that. Relationships get fucked up and people do all kind of things. But what I'm trying to say is, don't sit up here crying, talking about you don't think that is right, that everybody is telling you not to move in with this woman, when you know good and damn well that you ain't supposed to be moving in with nobody before you get married. Okay? That's it. You can't, let's not get to be rewriting scripture, even though that's not scripture, but we just can't. Come on now. Common sense, Dietrich. Common sense. You can tell us all you want that y'all ain't fucking up in that house, but I'm going to say a little different. Okay, take it from me. I know how it should go. Right before I was getting married, I was trying every time we would go talk to the counselor, it'd be like, have you guys tried to stop having sex? And, you know, we would try, We give it the old school try every single time. And every time we go back, they be like, okay, try not to do it for the next 2 months. Try not to do it for the next month. Try not to do it for the next 4 weeks. Try not to do it for the next 2 weeks. Try not to do it for the next week. I mean, it got down to the point where it was like, try not to do it for 3 days. Okay? Y'all know be a whole bunch of fucking going on right before that wedding. Boy, you be celebrating to be bachelorette parties and bachelor parties and dinners and celebrations and all of that. So come on, we know how the gag goes. What I'm really worried about is what is he telling his stupid girlfriend for her to say that she feels like she's already married to him because once a man enters a woman, and I was just like, I know that this girl ain't fixing. I know she don't believe that. You really think that once a man enters a woman that fuck, if that was it, we would all have about 15 fucking husbands and wives, okay? Everybody be married to everybody. Can't sit up here. What is wrong with her? Does she really believe that? See, this is what's wrong when we be sitting getting misled by false prophets and stuff. Prophets, P-R-O-P-H-E-T-S. I know the difference between prophets, P-R-O-F-I-T-S, and P-R-O-P-H-E-T-S. Okay, just letting y'all know. We gonna pray for her because she can't be that stupid. And if she is that stupid, then I'm gonna blame Dietrich. That's it, you guys. The show, for the most part, is good. I think it's entertaining. I don't think anything bad has happened, you know, with the exception of me kind of side-eyeing Noel Jones a little bit. And, you know, of course, I still feel how I feel about Clarence McClendon. There's really nothing to talk about him with his security issues or whatever. But still, I don't think the show has put anything out really all that horrible other than this shit with Dietrich and his girlfriend. And we gonna hope, we gonna pray that it's gonna be some sort of, you know, at the end it's gonna all come together and we gonna be like, oh, okay, you know, have a kumbaya moment. So we'll see. But so far, still, the show to me has not been that bad. What do you guys think? Guys, that's it. So we do this every week. So make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure that you come back. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.